Hello, friends. My name is Miss Michelle from the Central Branch of the Howard County Library System. And today I want to share with you a baby games class suitable for ages infants through 2 years old. I will have my baby doll with me to demonstrate the bounces, the tickles, tickles, and the rhymes. I also have this board with the words of the rhymes and bounces so that you can sing and say them along with us. I will do my best to keep baby doll facing me. This will decrease screen time. Our theme today is sounds and noises. Have fun making all these sounds and noises. So our first is our greeting, the hello song, hello, and it's friends. It's time to say hello. Let's do that twice. Hello, friends. Hello, friends. Hello, friends. It's time to say hello. Hello, friends. Hello, friends. Hello, friends. It's time to say hello. So, our literacy tip today comes from Baby Storytime Magic by Kathy McMullen. And it says, when you play with your baby, have fun making noises for the animals. Hearing different noises with various pitches, tones, and volume helps your baby develop the basics of language. So for this, you are going to need a duck or some other object. You can pause this recording and go get your duck and then come back and join us. Okay. We are going to do Ducky Tickle. Here's my duck. Quack, quack, quack. The duck's on your back. She climbs to your head and jumps to your lap. Flap, flap, flap. Down your legs she taps. She waddles to your toes and back to your lap. Skip, skip, skip. Our ducky does flips. She gives you a great big kiss right on your lips. Quack, quack, quack. A duck is on your back. She climbs to your head and jumps to your lap. Flap, flap, flap. Down your leg she taps. She waddles to your toes and back to your lap. Skip, skip, skip. Our ducky gives you. Our ducky does flips. She gives you a great big kiss right on your lips. Okay, so we are going to continue with another noisy rhyme that should be familiar, and it is the wheels on the bus. So get your wheels rolling. The wheels on the bus go round and round, round and round. Round and round, the wheels on the bus go round and round, all through the town. The doors on the bus go open and shut, open and shut, open and shut. The doors on the bus go open and shut, all through the town. The driver on the bus says, move on back, move on back, move on back. The driver on the bus says, move on back, all through the town. The horn on the bus says, beep, 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 beep. The horn on the bus says, beep, 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 all through the town. The baby on the bus says, wah, 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 wah. The baby on the bus says, wah, 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 all through the town. The parents on the bus say, shh, 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 shh. The parents on the bus say, shh, 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 all through the town. All right. So for our next rhyme, we are going to use tone, pitch, and volume. We are going to do the Itsy Bitsy Spider, and whoops, we are going to do it 3 times. You can read this. There we go. The first time we are going to use our regular voices and do the Itsy Bitsy Spider. The second time we are going to use a deep, strong voice, loud too, and do the great big hairy spider. The third time we are going to do the very quiet spider in a quiet, gentle voice. Are you ready? Here we go. The itsy bitsy spider went up the water spout. Down came the rain and washed the spider out. Out came the sun and dried up all the rain. And the itsy bitsy spider went up the spout again. The great big hairy spider went up the water spout. Down came the rain and washed the spider out. Out came the sun and dried up all the rain. And the great big hairy spider went up the spout again. The very quiet spider went up the water spout. Down came the rain and washed the spider out. Out came the sun and dried up all the rain. And the very quiet spider went up the spout again. Great! So that was fun. We are going to move on to some other familiar bounces. First we have, I bounce you here, I bounce you there, and then I tickle you as the second verse, and the third is I hug you. We're going to do all 3 verses 2 times. Are you ready? I bounce you here, I bounce you there, I bounce you everywhere. I tickle you here, I tickle you there, I tickle you everywhere. I hug you here, I hug you there, I hug you everywhere. I bounce you here, I bounce you there, I bounce you everywhere. I tickle you here, I tickle you there, I tickle you everywhere. I hug you here, I hug you there, I hug you everywhere. All right. So we are going to move on to another familiar bounce, also using baby sign, taking turns. You're going to make an L with your thumb and pointer, and you're going to point with your thumb back and forth, taking turns. Okay, we're going to do this one twice. You ready? Taking turns is fun to do. First it's me and then it's you. Back and forth and to and fro. Your turn, my turn, here we go. Taking turns is fun to do. First it's me and then it's you. Back and forth and to and fro. Your turn, my turn, here we go. Good. Okay, so our next rhyme is familiar, and boy, does it make a lot of noise. So let's go down to the farm and find out what a cow says. Do you know what a cow says? Tell me. Moo. Yes, it does. What does a pig say? Oink, 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 oink. That's correct. What sound does a sheep make? Bah, bah. Good. And our duck from the first. What sound does the duck make? Quack, quack. Good. And this is a horse. A horse is on a farm. What sound does a horse make? Neigh! Neigh! And this is a donkey. Donkey has a tail and big ears. Do you know what sound a donkey makes? Hee-haw, hee-haw. Finally, we have a rooster. Do you know what sound a rooster makes? A rooster is a male chicken. It says, cock-a-doodle-doo! Cock-a-doodle-doo! So we may not get to the donkey and rooster in Old Macdonald, but we're going to have fun with the rest. So for this one, you can simply stand and sway or dance with baby. If baby's older, you can go ahead and swing baby. You can stand up, but I'm just going to kneel. So, you ready? Okay, here we go. Old Macdonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. And on his farm he had a cow, E-I-E-I-O. With a moo-moo here and a moo-moo there. Here a moo, there a moo, everywhere moo-moo. Old Macdonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. And on his farm he had a pig, E-I-E-I-O. With an oink, oink here and an oink, oink there. Here an oink, there an oink, everywhere oink, oink. Old Macdonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. And on his farm he had a sheep, E-I-E-I-O. With a ba-ba here and a ba-ba there. Here a ba, there a ba, everywhere ba-ba. Old Macdonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. And on his farm he had a duck, E-I-E-I-O. With a quack, quack here and a quack, quack there. Here quack, there quack, everywhere quack, quack. Old Macdonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. And on his farm he had a horse, E-I-E-I-O. With a neigh, neigh there and a neigh, neigh here. There a neigh, here a neigh, everywhere neigh, neigh. Old Macdonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. Woohoo! All right. So our daily suggestion activity comes to you from the Maryland Day by Day calendar. And in this season, winter season of cold and flu, it's very important that we wash our hands, washing our hands for 20 seconds. So I am going to share a song called the Handwashing Song to the tune of Fair-is-Jaka, Fair-is-Jaka. And if we sing it twice, that will account for 20 seconds. So let's go ahead and sing the hand washing song. Tops and bottoms, in between, all around our hands, Now they're clean, now they're clean. Tops and bottoms, in between, all around our hands, Now they're clean, now they're clean. Good job. Friends, I hope you had as much fun as I did doing our noise and sounds themed baby games class. Let's do the goodbye song. Goodbye, two fingers, friends. It's time to say goodbye. Goodbye, friends. Goodbye, friends. Goodbye, friends. It's time to say goodbye. Goodbye, friends. Goodbye, friends. Goodbye, friends. It's time to say goodbye. Goodbye, friends. Take care. Be safe.